Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. Again, today I have a special guest joining me again for I don't know how many times. It's been quite a few times now. Scott Roeder, the crime scene reconstruction expert. Thank you very much for joining me today, Scott. I really appreciate it. I have one
No
question.
problem. Good to be here.
Yeah, well, okay. Last time you were on the show, I thought you were in a really happy mood that time for that episode. But after the episode was over, I had received about 20 comments from people who thought that you were drunk. Is that true?
Well, I mean, I did have. I'm going to come to Jesus right now, guys. I did have a drink. I was getting ready to, in all disclosure, to get on an airplane and fly 22 and a half hours to Sydney, Australia, to investigate a homicide. So I figured since I had about 22 hours to sleep off my vodka orange juice, I figured I have a couple of drinks, talk about UFOs and such. So, I might add a couple.
All right. Well, see, there it is. Full disclosure. I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't sure. I thought you were just in a good mood that day. You're all happy. You're going, going off to
I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood today. And just to prove to everybody that you can have a good mood without being, a couple of vodkas in is, hey, Jim, remember that video of Tiger Woods and the ball hanging right at the edge?
Yeah.
What phrase comes to mind when you hear that, when you remember that?
I think something about it's over. I think it's over. I think that's what it was.
Right. So we're gonna have just as much of a good time today, just as sober as the day is long. And happy end of June to you, Jim. We got the nation's birthday coming up here in a week or so, and I'm feeling pretty good about what's going on in Cleveland, Ohio. We're real happy over here. The weather's beautiful. My Cleveland Guardians baseball team, best record in all nationally, all baseball. So yeah, life's pretty good.
Yeah, life is great. It's great to be alive, and I got to say, some of my subscribers did not appreciate us talking about sports so much the last time because they expect to hear about aliens, and of course, that's going to be the main topic today, as it always is on this show. And
you wanted more aliens. We got more aliens for you, folks.
We want more. I mean, I don't know. Well,
whatever they are.
I just received, not just before I started here, was what one of my subscribers had sent me a message saying that they posted one of my videos on Reddit, and all it got was a bunch of backlash saying shadows and blah blah. I don't know who these people are. I mean, okay, that's their opinion. Does that mean anything? Opinions, or does the scientific evidence, the scientific proof mean something different? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, I mean,
does it matter what it?
Listen, I think we put this out for. I know that me personally, and I'm new to the UFO world. I'm not really worried about whether or not there's a few people that still think it's a shadow. It's obviously they're not listening. But it's very similar to like a court case. You could read the headline of guilty or innocent, but if you don't sit through the trial and actually listen to the evidence, I'm not sure how much your opinion is valid or even included in the scientific study, right? Like, did they did an investigation on how far away the moon is from the Earth? Like, they measured it, right? Did they have to put that on Reddit to see if those guys on Reddit agreed on how far the moon is away? Or did they just say, hey, the moon is this far away? You know what I mean? So I think the scientific process is more important than what a couple of random people say, unless they can prove through an experiment that it's a shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at this video. We've been studying this video, both of us, along with a whole bunch of other people on the internet. Look at it, and people find different things. I am certain that we could say, in my mind, I'm at a point where I could say with 100% certainty there are 3 different occasions in that video where I'm positive there are 8. There's the one by the fence. There's the one in the middle that comes chasing them out of the yard, and then there's one that I was showing you yesterday in the video. I'm just going to play this a little bit so people can see it in the background as we talk.
Because what everybody has to remember is that the video has been authenticated. Okay, it's not been edited in any way. It's an authentic video. So what you're about to see is actually there. Now, what is there is the question. Like, what is that?
Well, I mean,
Looks
this
like a little
what I've
guy
seen,
dancing, like a
yeah.
little lizard dance, like a bug.
So what this part of the video was when after they got chased out of the yard and they first opened the gate, and before they zoomed in on this area, I
Right.
zoomed in on this area and I have it going back and forth, like, so you could
Right.
see it, like it's not in a loop, it's actually going, I have it going back and forth, and then I have it, as right now I have it freeze frame, so it's going to go in and you're going to see it closer, and then I brighten it so you can see it a little bit better. But to me, this is what you're seeing here is something solid, physical. There's something there. This is not a camera anomaly. There was something there moving, and I believe, and I can't prove the rest of this, but I think around it there, I brighten it there, I think around it there's actually other things, but I don't think we have enough evidence to say one way or another with some of the other things in this video. That's where I'm at with it at this point, until I see some more stuff. Now you've been looking at different things, and it's hard to tell because it's so dark, and it was far away at certain points. But as for what we have, there's no question that the thing by the fence, the thing that chased him out of the yard,
Yeah.
and now this thing here,
Yeah.
to me, that corroborates what the family's been talking about here.
Absolutely, 100%. The family, one of the things the family said that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to. They gave an interview with, I think, First Edition after this event. And one of the things that Angel said was after they went back in the house, they prayed and whatnot. And then they said that they heard hundreds of little footsteps. Well, that little guy that you just showed, that could be one of the hundreds of little footsteps. And as I go through this video, I see things all over the place. Now, could that be pareidolia?
Sometimes I think it is. Yeah. Sometimes I think
Yeah.
sometimes it is. I think I got fooled by a couple of different things already, but some things are guaranteed. Like the things that you pointed out initially, and now this other one that I'm showing, there's something there. I mean, but sometimes it could be pareidolia. Sometimes it could be, but that's because it's just because it's dark and you can't see that some of the stuff back there, but there's something there.
Absolutely, there is something there. Not only is there something there, there's a lot of somethings there. Now, what those somethings are, I don't know. Now, I want to stick to, the legal philosophy, right? What can we prove in court? The first thing we can prove is that the video is real and unedited. The second thing that we can prove is that the family was scared and legitimately called 911 and presented a public documentation of what they saw. The Las Vegas Police Department believe it's real. Homeland Security believes it's real or not a joke or whatever. And the family is deadly serious about what they said they saw. I believe that the family, this is part of what they saw. Maybe, I don't know if they saw that little guy dancing there at the bottom or whatever, but I know they said they saw multiple 8 to 10 foot tall beings with large shiny eyes, and one had a light on his head. The other one looked like he had a broken leg. It could have been a mantis. It could have been a bug. Who knows what it could be? But they're seeing beings that scare them out of the yard. That's what we know. Like that right there. Now, there's one thing, I might go with the, listen, I've had a change of heart. I've had a change of heart. I think Mick West was right, honestly. And he has come on to something that is even more scary than 10-foot tall beings in the backyard. This could be a raccoon. I mean, could you imagine a 10-foot tall raccoon looking at you over a fence? I don't know what's
like that.
I don't know. Yeah, like that, but 10-foot tall. Raccoons. You can teach a raccoon to play the piano.
Yeah, now what he's talking about here.
Right.
He's talking
right
about
there,
now.
boom. Look at that.
Okay, you're getting a little bit of, I don't know, your voice is cracking. Like, I don't know if it's getting too close to the mic or something, but
oh yeah.
But
hold on, let me get off the speaker here. Hold on. Okay.
there, that sounds much better.
Much better. Okay, yeah. These headphones suck. Yeah, I mean, that right there, the black around the eyes, look at that. One, that's a trash panda right there. That's a raccoon.
Those eyes. Now, can we split screen at this raccoon and then our eyes, guy?
I don't know. We could go. You could go back to this week. I
Go
could
back
add
and
this. Okay,
forth.
look at this, and then we'll
Raccoon,
go back and forth
eyes
here.
so
Let's see.
nicely.
You see that?
Oh,
Then you
go back to the raccoon. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
You
know.
see that? I just. I mean, that's not what that is.
That's not.
I mean, so he said last September on Inside Edition that it was raccoons or coyotes.
Yeah.
And
Or it could be a raccoon standing on the back of two coyotes.
yeah.
I've seen that before.
There's coyotes.
Coyote. So
There's a
the
black
raccoon
coyote.
could be on the back of the coyote, but still, they got to get to 10 foot tall. So maybe it's two raccoons on the back of a coyote.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, look at those ears. There's another one. That's a beautiful coyote. Now they have coyotes in Vegas. Look at that. Yeah, it could be a coyote, Jim. Oh, there's one that's got blood on his mouth. Remember, they said they heard breathing, like rah.
Yeah, maybe the coyote was back there. Coyotes from outer space.
Now that truly is terrifying. Could you imagine? You get some wild coyotes and wild space pandas, wild space raccoons coming down and crash. No wonder they crashed. No wonder they crashed. How is a raccoon? How is a raccoon going to fly that spaceship?
I don't know. I don't think it's possible. Now, of course, we're just having a little bit of fun here, but this is, it's not that. I mean, it wasn't this. I mean, how come we don't get ever, you had that comment made, but there's never any correction. Oh, obviously, it's not raccoons or coyotes, but that's not what it is. It was what the family said it was. But I mean, I guess the issue here that I've been having is like, and I talked about this in my previous show, is the fact that a lot of people in the UFO community, there have been some, but not a lot, have embraced this evidence and have been talking about it, but yet we're talking about we're not talking about it. I mean, I have actually I'm so confident of this that I sent the letter to the Pentagon. I think if the entire UFO community says, look, we have evidence now that shows there's aliens here. If everyone gets behind this and says to the Pentagon, you've been saying there's nothing, we have proof here that shows for a fact that there's something here. Right. But yet we're not getting that yet. I guess, I don't know. It could be I was thinking about it. It could be that some people are afraid they're going to get burned in the end. It turns out to be a hoax or something. This is, I don't know.
But so if it's a hoax,
not a hoax. It's not a hoax.
Okay. It could be if there was a traveling band of puppeteers from the 1920s that ripped off a Chuck E. Cheese and they waited for that perfect, also minor meteorologists, amateur meteor. And so they knew that this was going to be a meteor shower, and they popped up and they put on a puppet show in the backyard at that exact moment, and then got out of there.
Yeah. Well, that was what a couple of years ago, what he's talking about, of course, is the magical puppeteer troupe that could be serve as the explanation for the 1994 Ariel school incident, which is absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, we always get these absurd explanations that are actually more absurd than the idea of extraterrestrials or non-human intelligence or crypto-terrestrial or whatever. We always get more absurd explanations from the skeptics than what's so hard to believe. I mean, when you go out and look at the night sky, what's so hard to believe that there's a presence here? What's so hard to believe about it? And then, but on top of it, with the problem that I see now, I mean, you would have thought, like after 3 months ago, you actually called it. You said this might take some time, right? And you were right. And I said the same thing, but I'm still surprised at this point. I mean, we did manage to get this out on News Nation. Yeah. We managed to get it on that Fox News Digital with Chris Eberhardt, right? We have it, but yet we still not getting from a lot of the bigger names in the UFO world right now. You think that they would be like saying, hey, yeah, here it is. All these years, all these reports, and yet they're still not. You think they would be jumping all over this? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, you know how I feel about that subject privately, and I'm not going to bash on any one individual. However, I do believe that people have ulterior motives sometimes, because I think you have to separate analysts from commentators, from reporters, to UFO-tainment, right? Industry, to PSYOP, to a fat kid in his basement, whatever. I know they love to use that term. You have to separate. There's a lot of noise there, right? So I guess we have to be careful about who we call big names in disclosure. Like, for example, one of my heroes of disclosure has always been Richard Dolan.
Yes.
I,
One of
I,
mine too. I love the guy.
I still
Love
do.
his books. Love his books.
I think he's one of the best researchers out there.
Yeah.
And I honestly had my first exposure to Richard Dolan as a historian in the field of politics and government. He had a series called False Flags, which I was a huge fan of. He studied the Kennedy assassination, which obviously I have a lot of expertise in studying that case as well. I'm not going to go on and on about it here. However, I think it's interesting that John F. Kennedy and the disclosure of his assassination records and that investigation are somehow, I suspect, tied to the documentation of UFO disclosure. There's been articles about it and memorandums about it and all that stuff. Richard Dolan has written about it. They've made movies about it. There's been books written about why John F. Kennedy was killed. It could have been because of UFO disclosure and wanting to collaborate with the Soviet Union to go to the moon. Could have been his opposition to the military-industrial complex. And the UFO file, we have to admit, has something to do with the military. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. There's no question. I mean, I think that they want to use it for military purposes. That makes perfect sense. I don't have any problem with that actually, but I don't think that they can't keep this reality a secret is the problem that I have, especially now when we have the evidence that shows that there's most certainly something here. I mean, there's all the evidence that came before. There would always be a way to wiggle out of it. Yeah. Like, you know, they would find something to wiggle out of it. There's no wiggling out of this one. There's just no wiggling out of it. We're not going to get into the whole story into this episode because we've already done it ad nauseum. I'm sick of talking about it, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. Sick of talking about it. Yeah, I just can't. I want everybody else to start talking about it. And actually, I want to make something else clear here. Scott, you're not making any money off doing this, right?
No, none. Not a penny.
Yeah, I make a little bit of money, enough to survive from the ads that I have on my podcast. Right. This isn't about trying to be doing something to make a lot of money. You already have a very successful business. You're a world-renowned crime scene reconstruction expert. It has nothing to do with that. This is just about getting the truth out to the world, right? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and I think that's why part of why maybe it hasn't gotten the traction because one, it's clear and convincing evidence, and two, it's been done in a scientific manner that is available for peer review, and three, I think it's pretty clear if you look at all of the evidence that the Kenmore family. My goal was to show you what the Kenmore family said they saw. That was my goal. I wanted you to see if the Kenmore family was accurate in what they said they saw. And all of the physical and forensic evidence and statements and police reports, video analysis with corroborated statements from other witnesses who have uninterested parties, they all come to the same conclusion that something strange visited the backyard of the Kenmore family May 1st, 2023. What do we do from there? And Jim, welcome back to Extraterrestrial Reality. I appreciate it. I was simply just letting the fans know that one, it's over, and two, that the reality is the simple, that the ETs or some kind of beings visited the backyard of the Kenmore family May 1st on 2023. And I think the reason why the government doesn't want, or why other people, I know why the government doesn't want to talk about this, is because a couple reasons. One, they might not even understand it all the way.
No.
Two, they don't even know what to do about it.
Yeah.
And 3, if they say, okay, Jim and Scott are right, we agree, it's real, there's something there, then the very next question is, okay, well, who are they? What do they want? Where are they from? And what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
And they're not ready to answer those questions.
Yeah. Well, with regard to the other, I actually ran a poll recently with regard, because I'm trying to figure out why a lot of the bigger names in the UFO community are failing to address this, or yeah, maybe not just failing to address it, but like in some cases address it just and dismiss it immediately and not even get into the reasons why they're dismissing it. So I actually ran a little poll here on Spotify just a couple days ago, and I'm just going to pull it up on the screen here. So you can see where the results are right now. As you can see, there's 42 votes so far. The least one was ontological shock, 1 vote, 2.4%. 2 people, or 4.8%, say duped by con artists, meaning that somebody like somebody out there who says they're an expert says there's nothing there. Maybe they fell for that. I think that did happen online for some people.
Yeah.
3, 7.1%, they're being dumb. Yeah, it could be the case in some cases for sure. 4, 9.5% say jealousy. Maybe they're jealous that wasn't them that came up with this. I've heard that from a lot of my subscribers, that they think that could be the case. I don't know. And then 6 people, or 14.3%, say fear it gets proved false. That could be a real deal. I could understand that. It could be a fear. At this point, they want to just let it ride out a little bit longer to see if anybody comes up with any kind of other explanation. So that's
not very ballsy, though, right?
17 hours.
It's not. Yeah, it's not ballsy.
Come on. I mean, the whole point for me, the whole point of like the UFO science part of it is you can't be afraid when you see something, say something, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we saw something, we're saying something, and I haven't gone out on a limb and said, I know what that is. I know who they are. I know where they're from. I know why they're here. We've never said that.
Yeah, no. And then there's 12 people, or 28.6%, say scared of disclosure. Like, yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe they love talking about it and thinking about it and hypothesizing about it. But then when you're finally presented with it, it's like, whoa, maybe they're scared of of what will happen. Some people, I actually have, in a way, some people probably are a little bit scared of what happens when the government finally says, yep, yeah, there's something there. We agree. I guess that could be a thing. And then finally, the most people say, 14 people, or 33.3%, say lazy, refuse to study it. I don't know. So there you go.
I think it could be all of those or any of those, depending on the person you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. You just don't know. I mean, there could be other reasons too that I don't even have in it. There's only 7 choices I could have thrown in there. I received a message, a comment, just the last couple of days from someone who believes that they think it needs to go slow, and then so it gives people time. But we've been going slow. We've been going slow for 77 years. I mean, I don't know how much slower do you need to go. I mean, so I don't agree with that one. And then you hear, like, I actually heard Richard Dolan, just speaking of him in one of his recent podcasts, he was talking about how like he doesn't think that it's going to make a difference if you take your time doing it, or if it comes out, because what does it matter? I mean, really, because you're going to at some point when the government says it's going to have to say one way or another. It's going to, if it's slow or fast. I mean, what does it matter? Because once it comes out, and once the government makes that statement, it's a done deal, and then there's going to be a reaction. I guess we just don't know what that reaction is going to be. But the bottom line is that the evidence that proves that there's something here is already out there now. That's where I'm at with it, and I don't understand. I guess I'm just confused. You would have thought by this point. I was waiting for the last couple of months, 2 or 3 months now. I've been waiting for someone to come up to refute your stuff, like with some to show it and maybe outline it and make some kind of a presentation that makes sense. I have not seen anything. All I hear is, oh, it's just shadows. What's next? And then they move on. They can't. That's why they can't do it. Mick West is unable to do it. No one's able to do it.
Well, that was the thing. Like, the shadow was their best hope, honestly. Because honestly, I don't think anybody was buying the raccoons.
No.
So their best hope was the shadow, or that it was a hoax, right? Yeah. So it's not a hoax. It's not a shadow. Although I would like it to be raccoons, it's not.
No.
We don't know what it is. But if you want to show, the last video, or the last frame from my video, we did a total noise reduction on the video. So we've got not on the whole video, but on the last frame. Yeah, this is the last frame of the video. Okay. With total noise reduction. Okay.
Yeah.
That is what we have. That is the footage that I have is 1 minute and 41 seconds long. This is the last 1 second. Frame number 10 out of 30, because after that the camera starts going out of focus because it's about ready to be turned off.
Yeah.
And this is the last bit of footage that we have, short of whatever's on the body camera footage of the police officers. Because after this point is when they go back inside and call 911. So we get the sequence of events is first Angel and his brother outside. They get scared up close and personal. And then they go back inside, get mom and dad and the guns and the camera. And that's when the head pops up by the fence and then the other guy in the background, right?
Right.
And then this is after they leave, they come back in, and the last 20 seconds, 30 seconds of their video is just them focusing on the forklift.
Yep.
And this is the best last still frame with 100% noise reduction of the forklift.
I have the full. I put it on full screen.
Right. So I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, some of it could be just camera artifacting. Some of it for sure. I don't know what we're looking at. I mean, it looks like there's. I mean, the area, there's still something down in the bottom, in the middle area there, where we saw that, where I pointed out that there was something there for the whole time.
Right.
And I don't know if you can't really, at some points, it looks like they're hiding behind something, or there's a smoke there in front of them. I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at here. In the back, there are some things there, and I think, but we can't say with 100% certainty. After looking at this over and over again, no,
it's not for us to say what we see. I can tell you that this is for a fact what I think Angel and his family saw. I think we have to open it up to the people. What do you see?
I think one off to the right there, where you were just at, like off to the right. I believe that if you keep going to the right a little bit more, right there. There's something there. I think that's something that, because that thing looks like it's down a little bit more. There's something. I mean, a lot of people are pointing out different things to me. I get a lot of different pictures. A lot of people are seeing different things all over the place here. Actually.
Yeah.
And so I see there to me, right?
People are calling me Jim and telling me it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people are calling me and telling me it's demons from hell. I got that one. Not calling me, but sending me messages.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I do know this, right? I do know that there was most certainly, we have the evidence of the thing by the fence, right? We know that was there. We know that there was a thing that chased him out of the yard because we could see it moving, right?
Yeah.
And we know that there was something in the background in those few frames that I was showing you earlier. That was a head, an alien head with two eyes. It's about as clear as you're going to get for this kind of a video.
I know, but Jim, look at this right here in the cab where I have my mouse right here. Okay. So right here, do you see a head here?
I think something's there. Yeah, I think that there's. I think there could possibly be two things there.
One eye. There's two eyes. There's a big mouth, and it looks like a body.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay. And then I see another thing here. Big head. Got two eyes.
See, I was looking at that too. I'm not sure about that one. See, that's something I'm not sure about. I'm not sure about.
It's there. It doesn't matter.
It's something there, but it could be something. I'm not sure.
I don't know what it is, but it's there.
I don't know what it is either, but it's there. You're right. Yes.
And I don't know what this is, but this is there.
Right.
I don't know what this is, but this is there.
Yeah, looks like there was something there. I looked at that one before.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but this is there. And I don't know what this is, but this is there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is this back down here?
Down here, there's definitely something down there because I pointed out before. There's no question there was something down there.
This right here looks like out of when the Earth stood still, or like
Yeah,
a
I mean,
totem pole.
yeah, it
Or
looks.
maybe it is. Wait, it is raccoons.
Yeah,
He's
giant
right there,
raccoons.
everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this? I'm not telling you I know what this is. I don't know what this is. I didn't put it there, but it's there. I don't know what this is, but it's there. I don't know what this is, but it's there. It's not for me to tell you what it is. It's me to point to the picture and say, what is it? I don't know what that is, but it's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. All I can say is for certainly that there's definitely, we know that there's something in the yard because we have the evidence that shows that. But what's we're seeing now, I can't tell. So I think sometimes it could be pareidolia. Sometimes it could be that in the background. Some, this is where I will agree with some of the skeptics. Sometimes it might be some compression artifacts. Sometimes it might be your misidentification of something. But the problem is that we know something's there because we saw the other evidence. We know from the thing that showed up by the fence. We know by the thing that chased him out of the yard, and we know by that other video that I showed you earlier, where you see the head for sure. So there's enough evidence here that shows that what that family was saying really happened. That's what we know. But
Right.
what we're looking at here, I don't know. We need this is why more people need to be, and I would like to see more people on the internet try to really break this down frame by frame, inch by inch, and see what we could come up with. There has to be. I think there's more here. There's more to be learned here. There's more to learn about this from this case, and we need that 16 minutes of missing footage from the cops because they investigated that backyard, Scott. And I was talking about before. Even if the aliens were gone by that point, there might be other stuff in that video that would show like maybe footprints, things like that. There's more evidence that's out there. I know. I feel it. There is something going on. You proved it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole issue here. And so there is something here, and the government has been keeping this secret from us, and that does not bode well. When they're keeping something secret for 77 years now, that doesn't bode well. That could mean that it could be really bad, or it could just mean could be really bad, and it could be that we're trying to reverse engineer this stuff, or it could be we're just trying to reverse engineer this stuff. We don't understand it at all. I mean, there's all kinds of different scenarios here. We just don't know. And we don't even and this whole theory that we've been talking about the crap, about the potential hard landing because it was a malfunction, we could be totally wrong about that. I received a comment from somebody recently who stated that they think it could have been because maybe that they did it on purpose, and this is the way they're trying to
How would they know? How would they know that?
I don't know. They don't know that. They're just saying they're theorizing. It's a theory.
Just guessing.
It's a theory. That's it. Everything is a theory. It's not. They're not saying for sure. They're just saying a theory.
My theory is that none of them are good. And if you see one, if you're scared of it, chances are it's not good, right? Like there's a reason why animals have fear.
Yeah.
It's called survival instinct, right? Yeah. That's why we're the dominant. If you believe science, or even if you believe the Bible, humans are the dominant species on the earth, right? We either rule the earth or we are the smartest ones here, as far as we know, right? So if that's true, we got that way by being scared of certain things. Like if we weren't scared of the dinosaur, let's say if we weren't scared of a tiger, we'd all be dead because we'd all get eaten by tigers. Okay.
Right.
We're scared of the stove so that we don't burn ourselves to death. We're scared of water so that we don't drown. So in very rare occasions with children, really when they're not scared. It's only when little children see them that you get people that are not scared, like the little kids, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not a little kid, chances are you're scared. And that's because your fear instinct is kicked in for survival. And most people's reaction to this phenomenon is fear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I had fear when I experienced it the first time. And you know what? That's
you didn't want to die.
Think about the way a lot of times dogs, the way they react, they're scared, they cower, they run away, they're yelping. Sometimes dogs attack attack, go on the attack, and then are never seen again.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it just so you would have to, yeah, that could be what the situation here is that they're here for no good, and that they're what are they doing with the cattle? I mean,
I haven't
obviously,
seen them do anything good yet.
well, they did. Here's the one thing that they did. I would say this. There's some stories where it seems like they're good, like or the Ariel school. I mean, they're warning us about technology and we're going to kill ourselves. I think that's what it was. I don't know. They're sending a message to a bunch of little kids, but you know what? All those little kids were terrified during this whole thing.
Right.
They were scared out of their mind.
Post-traumatic stress disorder after that. You know, how do you sleep at night when you got, things coming down, telling you stuff you don't even understand? How stupid are the aliens that they think this little kid is going to go change the world? Come on. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, this is the thing, one of the reasons why an alien would do that, like go to little kids, because it would be hard. I mean, to me, right, the Ariel school proved it. I mean, that was proof as far as I'm concerned, because you had 60 kids that said they saw this. They all drew pictures. Some of them had telepathic communication. There's no way a bunch of little kids could contrive a story like that and then maintain it for 30 years now. That's what it's 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so, but I don't think that any of these things have ever really shown like you got your spiritual guys like Stephen Greer and these people, and they think the UFOs are here to raise our consciousness. I don't think so. I just don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't get a good vibe by these UFOs or by these ETs. They don't make me feel all warm and safe inside, I think that they're probably, if whatever they are, I don't think that they like us.
I don't know. I
Would
mean,
you like us?
again, we don't have any idea. No, I wouldn't. I mean, if I'm looking from a distance, like I always point that out, we look like wild animals killing each other. That's what we look like to them. I mean, of course,
Not you and me.
having a conversation.
Not you and me, but
yeah, but I mean, as a whole, right? When you look at it as a whole, I mean, we're killing each other. There's wars, there's murder all the time. You look at all the videos of incidents with maniacs and killers. I mean, it's just constant. It's this never-ending stream.
My whole career is maniacs.
Right. I mean, look at all the You showed me some of the stuff. One of the cases you're working on. I mean, I don't know how you have to. I don't know how you deal with that on a regular basis. Looking at stuff like that, that's horrifying.
It is horrifying,
and it's just another case of the human race being, terrible.
But I think the big takeaway here, and we're pontificating and we're, theorizing and guessing a little bit. But I think the big takeaway here is the Kenmore family was right. It's just like they said. It's just like they said. If anybody wants to know anything about the Las Vegas case, more than what we've done, you go and listen to what the Kenmore family said. What they said was true.
Yep.
It's exactly like they said.
Yep. Yep, that's it. I mean, and they have the evidence to back it up. You proved, you showed it. I mean, if it went to a court of law, guess what would happen? If they would win the case, because someone like you or another video analyst would be able to say, look at this, they were right, because look at this, this, and this, and there's no question about it.
Bear, you want to say hi to ET Reality? Come here, come on, everybody. This is Bear. Oh, Dexter, you want to come say hi? Say hi to everybody.
Wow,
Dexter.
there's another one.
Right there. Dexter, say hi to the world, right there. Say hi to everybody. ET Reality. Woo! And Dexter wants to sign off for the show today.
Okay.
Thanks for joining Extraterrestrial Reality. Until next time.